But for you, I will keep it strong and simple. Stab, twist, gut. Come at me.
All I know is that dyke can play.
Salon Selectives presents hair so beautiful you feel like you just stepped out of a salon.
Salon shine, Salon Selectives, Salon glow, Salon Selectives.
Introducing Salon Selectives, new from Helene Curtis. 4 salon shampoos, 4 salon conditioners. You select the combination that will give you salon beautiful hair.
Salon style.
Feel salon beautiful every day.
Salon Selectives.
The Young and the Restless. This portion sponsored by Oil of Olay.
God damn, Gary. Some serious gourmet shit. What flavor is this? That's right, it's the all-hell medium roast private blend. Check out the Geek Grind Coffee Nerdrotic page for our other options like the Decadent, Feathers of Liberty, vanilla-infused flavored coffee. Or if you're looking for something darker, try the Dark Roast FNT blend of the Fellowship. You know what? Just buy all 3. GeekGrindCoffee.com. Use discount code Nerdrotic. Huzzah!
You flipped too hard, damn it!
We're just going to go in now. Hi.
Hey.
Hey. What's up?
What's up, man?
It's time for the... Oh, look. We got our quarter black hippie Harfoot going on there.
Yeah.
What's up? With the Dave Landau shirt. Welcome back, sir. And X-Ray Girl.
Oh, wow.
He's becoming a regular old pro at the Nooner.
Yeah. Third time's the charm.
You flipped too hard, damn it!
Or not hard enough.
Hello.
That's gonna
Hi. Welcome, chat. Welcome, you beautiful chat. How are you? And the Modrotics. This is the Nerdrotic Nooner. My name is Gary Beekler. Coming to you from Nerdrotic. Just want to tell you, there's a video coming out today at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Remember that, 2 p.m.
Central
ready
time.
to go. Central time. Is it ready to go? No, it's not ready to go, but it will be ready to go. I'm going to upload it while we're doing this live stream. Ready to go too. Okay. It's been a while since I kicked the Marvel Stan Hornet's nest. That's on Twitter that somehow magically cannot make its way over to YouTube because they're bots and they're trapped in their realms.
Yeah. Can't get outside of the Twitter sphere.
But we're also going to talk about some of it here. Rings of Power. Chris can talk about Andor because I didn't even watch it. I don't give a fuck. I'm out on this show. How you doing, Chris Gore?
I'm doing great, Gary. Great. It's so funny because we're like, this is why we make a good team.
Yes.
You're out on Star Wars and I'm out on Rings of Power. I just don't
blame you.
That Galadriel thing had to be like that to me was like the last. It was embarrassing. So that is what they think the best of the show will represent, right? Like here's our fight scene. You're gonna see Galadriel in action, right? Schooling the men, and that scene was it was embarrassing. And Shad just dropped a video just about that scene.
Yes.
Yes,
Post-mortem on it.
I can't wait to watch it. I haven't.
Dude, he tries with his legs up, fighting with the sword in his feet. I was dying. I love Shad. Look at how he's sick and he brings his A game. That's why people love
it's
Shad.
so great.
Yep.
Well,
they should do the Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe and reset the MCU, but Disney doesn't have the balls. If Deadpool isn't rated R, I won't watch. Sean Owens for $5. Yeah, that was a big announcement, and it's. I'm gonna find it for one of my next videos. Fuck it, because I said right when the pandemic started, I'm like, this is the time Hollywood has to stop fucking around. They can't fuck around with this woke garbage anymore. They need to make sure things. And at the time, I suggested just get Sam Raimi to do Spider-Man 4. Just fucking do it. Just do it. It'll make so much money.
Yeah.
We kind of got it. And then they wasted Sam Raimi on a shitty movie. This is their second attempt at just doing a sure thing. You know, yeah, I'm going to point out that they had to go to the two white guys. They did. But
you had to pull in the masculinity again.
I don't want to spoil too much of my video. So I'll leave it there. I'll give it. I have another take on this that's in my video. But it's a great announcement. I'm like, I'll watch it. I'll probably do the buying a ticket to another movie and watch it because it's still Disney, but I'll watch it. I'll take my kid. It'll probably be fun. Is it rated R? That's not a sure thing. I don't think that's a sure thing. What do you think, Chris Gore?
I don't think it's going to be rated R. And I think that what he's going to do is mock that it's not rated R, and that he's going to do a lot of call outs to Disney to kind of justify it, right? So it'll be like, well, he's making fun of Disney. So that's the way they'll justify that it's not R rated. And he'll play on the fact that it's not R rated. And they'll have fun with it. You know, maybe they'll put maybe they'll put a censored bar over like a huge penis.
Yeah.
But it'll be exactly so it's like
they'll bleep out the curse words, and he'll be like, "Oh, you're bleeping out the curse words."
Can you look into the Nielsen's come out today?
Let me see.
For I guess it would be no. It would have to be the September. The August ones just came out. So could you see if the one came out for the September time period? Hey, Mike Zilla, we trust, we believe in our chat. We just have to verify because we don't want to get our videos pulled for misinformation. By the way,
TV.
That's why our video got pulled for Nerdrotic Daily.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What was the video?
It was if Perry's out there, don't feel bad, Perry. I told Perry, I'm all make the most clickbaity title and dial it up to 15. It was my fault, and it's my video. I cut that video. So Perry, Perry was kind of feeling bad. I'm like, don't feel bad, dude. That I should feel bad. That's my fault. So we got hit with a takedown strike on Nerdrotic Daily for the Brie reaction, where she's like, I don't know. Does anybody want me more? You know, and I just said, no, please like, share, and subscribe. And that was it. But the title was something like Brie Larson admits she hates Captain Marvel, goes something like that. And Harry, think of Josiah and go like times 10. Maybe
crank that up.
We should have put Tom Hanks on the fucking thumbnail. Oh well, next time. But yeah, they took it down. But it wasn't. It was Variety Magazine because it was spelled capital MAG. So it's a Brie stan. It's a fake account. So we're getting it worked on. But that's what they used to yank it, was misinformation.
Okay, so September is not out. It's just August.
Yeah, this is why it helps to have a partner manager, at least a cool one. I guess they're not all cool, but I got a cool one. I got a cool one who will tell me fucking everything. So,
did you see the follow-up Hugh Jackman video with Ryan Reynolds?
No,
we could play that too because it says some answers ish is what they said.
Well, they're probably going to be there's probably going to be a lot of gay jokes. I mean, a lot, a lot.
Let me get the Ryan Reynolds video first, since some people may have not seen it.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me find
what we're referencing here. I think we should just assume that, Nikki D, for $5, that we will get some press release down the road from Disney stating that Wolverine and Deadpool will be updated for modern audiences. For one,
yep.
Audience, what did you think of Deadpool 2? I thought it was okay. I hated the kid, and I don't think it was directed as well as Deadpool 1.
Yeah.
And, Tim Miller is a dipshit who buried his career with his big mouth. You know what? There's two directors right now coping with some marketing that they started that have effed their careers. There might be a third with Olivia. I want to say Munn, but I keep on wanting to say Olivia Munn, but it's Wilde.
Olivia Wilde, yeah.
It's Olivia Wilde. Tim Miller. What's her face with Charlie's Angels? Why am I forgetting her name? Betty Brant. Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah.
And Olivia Wilde now. So that tune's going to have to change now. and we'll
Well, I
get
have
into
to say, Elizabeth Banks has a movie coming out that I'm kind of super excited to see.
What
Is
is
that
it?
like Roof
It's called-
Koreans?
It's called
No.
Cocaine Bear, and it's about a
about
bear,
cocaine?
It's about a bear that finds a bunch of cocaine. Yeah.
About Cocaine Bear.
and it's apparently it's based on a true story. It's Ray Liotta's last movie, and Elizabeth Banks directed it. I wonder if it's serious though. There's no trailer. It's coming out 2023. There is a poster. If you want to look up the poster, or maybe
We
I
will.
can DM it to you.
I
Get
hope
that-
it's
get that-
deadly serious. That'd be great.
Yeah,
Just
if
like
they
The
take it
Gray,
serious-
but for a cocaine bear.
Yeah,
be
I
amazing.
really I just DM'd it to you, or it's coming. But it looks weird, like, but yeah, like they go to what they call director's jail when they have a movie that tanks. They don't make a movie for a while to kind of like learn a lesson.
Hmm.
And yeah, but I found something. God, I'm sorry I was late actually. Before we started the stream, we usually like to chat about what's going on. But a buddy of mine, I don't want to say how I got something, but I got something from the Writers Guild of America that's interesting.
Is
I
it the
wanna
thing you
share.
talked about a couple months ago?
It's not that, but it's something that relates to it. And it's all these like meetup groups within the WGA. And this friend of mine wouldn't send it to me digitally. He actually printed it out and mailed it because he
Good
doesn't
idea.
want like any digital trail. I'm still trying to get that other thing. And I found out some more info about that. But yeah, one thing will be, I'll turn my camera on for a sec, Gary, just to show you this because
Okay.
it's very odd. Can you read that?
Here, hang on.
Take it down a
The
little bit.
title?
Down a little bit. It
There you
says
go.
Queer Eye for Comic Books, LGBTQ Voices on IP Adaptions for Film and TV. Yeah, the not so
Typical headline.
secret agenda.
There's more. It's just like all different groups. Nothing
Oh,
about like, hey, let's have like
Lift it
good
up a little
writing.
bit. Lift it up a little bit. Lift it up
Okay,
a
yeah.
little bit. There we go.
Oh my god.
What does that say? Middle Eastern Writers Committee meeting. So segregation.
That's what
It's
it is. Yeah, they're putting them in different
everything
boxes
is
and
like
going,
all
these are your
these different
individual
groups.
meetings,
All these different groups. Nothing about like, hey, modern writing.
native and
Fairy
indigenous
tales.
writers.
Sort of tapping into the zeitgeist. No, it's just all
Wow.
identity
Asian
politics. It
American
goes on and
writers.
on. It's all the same stuff.
For those of you who noticed this going on
Latinx.
ago, applaud
Yeah.
yourselves. Okay.
It keeps going.
Applaud yourselves.
Yeah. This
This is happening.
This is what you need to stop,
Chud-
Hollywood.
The chuds want to put the right wing politics in there. Fucking retards out there. They're just a bunch of retards.
Yeah, I should take screenshots of this, or I should just like take pictures of it and send it to you,
I
Gary.
think- I've
It's
that is
unobservant
exactly
people
like-
getting mad at you for being observant. It's like
Yeah.
I'm just noticing what they are doing and literally what they are saying they are doing. And they go, what? There's no agenda, please. That's what they say they are doing. Like, I'm just saying, yeah, that's what they said.
These
The
are now
producers say it, the
platforms
directors
for
say it, the actors
influence.
say it.
They have recognized that like entertainment, like it's just not the main thing anymore. Like movies will always be around, TV shows will always be around, just like music is always around. But like
There's still plays.
music industry was the top industry out of all of entertainment at one time. It's kind of like how boxing was the most popular sport in this country at one time, and so was baseball. Shit changes. It erodes. It goes into entropy based on usually corporatism and being like safe and not innovating anymore. And that's where we're at right now. And that's why Chris is so desperately trying to get people to watch independent film where the actual innovation happens.
Well, yeah, it's difficult for indie film to compete, and it's difficult to also break the habit of going to your whatever we consider trusted sources for content and media, which is all the big studios. That's it, right? Like, how do you break that? How do you say, hey, I'm gonna avoid that now, I'm gonna go see something else, or maybe even see a movie like an Indian movie like RRR. Like, I know I'm not but I did a video on that recently for Film Courage, talking about the politics of that film, and it's really interesting. So I'd love
Bollywood is a great place to go if you want to go back to like traditional storytelling.
Right.
And with like a twist.
Your boy
Great
RMB
place.
speculated that the RRR director was going to take over Blade.
I mean, I'm seeing a screening of RRR this Friday, and SS Rajamouli, the director, will be there. It's his first like Q&A, like publicly part of
Dude,
the contest.
if
I
he-
don't know it. But
Tell him not to do it. Tell him no.
Don't do
Go
it.
to the MCU, dude. You will regret it. Don't go.
It's the kiss of death.
I will watch your movie 10 times if you don't go to the MCU, dude. I'll pay.
Exactly.
I will pay. I'll buy you lunch to not go to the MCU. Don't do it.
Save your own career.
Oh my God. I could, you know what? I could hook it up. I can hook him up with some people who will talk him right out of it, who might have some experience in the MCU.
Yeah.
Maybe I should. I'll contact you, Chris, later.
Yeah.
And have an intervention.
Yeah, have an intervention. Don't do it. Don't do it. Make your own stuff. Do not go to the MCU. Here we go.
We're extremely sad to have missed D23, but we've been working very hard on the next Deadpool film for a good long while now.
I've had to really search my soul on this one.
His first appearance in the MCU obviously needs to feel special. We need to stay true to the character, find new depth, new motivation, new meaning.
Every Deadpool needs to stand out and stand apart. It's been an incredible challenge that has forced me to reach down deep inside.
And I have nothing. Yeah, just completely empty up here and terrifying. But we did have one idea. Hey, Hugh, you want to play Wolverine one more time?
Yeah, sure, Ryan.
Wow, and we're not gonna get hit with it. We're still gonna get hit because that was amazing. We're just like the original.
Yeah. Couldn't even tell.
That was better than the original, I thought. Fucking Dan Bask.
Yeah,
buddy.
Get out of here.
You've been replaced. Except for all your
So-
good looks and your long hair and your good voice and your talent. I mean, other
All
than
that talent you have.
gotcha. Your whalebone.
So this one was posted 4 hours ago from Hugh Jackman. It's a
Okay.
follow-up.
Ooh. Hi.
Hi. How are you?
You have questions.
Yes. I had a lot of questions. I'm sure you had a lot of questions, but rest assured, we're going to answer them right now. Like, for example, how is Wolverine alive?
Yeah.
After Logan.
Logan takes place in 2029.
Mhm.
Totally separate thing.
Mhm.
Logan died in Logan. Not touching that. What actually happens in our film is these two.
No.
Oh no!
I like these guys. That's why I'm very hesitant
The chemistry.
about the whole thing. But they have great chemistry and they're both funny guys. So
Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. I guess
There's
can
still
anyone
some
lip
here, like,
read?
They're still going.
My puppies are angry. We can't hear them.
Thank you, MCU.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
You know what brought us this? You know why it wasn't announced at D plus? Because they didn't have the idea at
Until
at
just
D23 until just now, or they would have announced it at D23.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As She-Hulk, you know, and that's why I said a couple years ago, it's going to take like some massive, like tangible failure for shit to either die or turn around. The thing is, though, not to spoil my video too much, like this is great. I'm going to watch it. We're going to enjoy it. But does this save the MCU? No. Did Spider-Man No Way Home save the
They're gonna
MCU?
try.
It was a really what it does is it prolongs its death. I mean, who are the Avengers right now?
Well, everybody seems to want to be your favorite new Avenger is Shang-Chi, right? That's what they put in the marketing.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
That's what
I
they
think it's great to kick your main character in the balls in the first 20 minutes of his own film.
Yeah.
It's just, I look, there are going to be some standout successes. You know, obviously Spider-Man No Way Home. I think Deadpool, even if they go PG, they could make light of that. Who knows? I love Ryan Reynolds. I think that Free Guy was freaking awesome. The problem is that movie came out when people were still, you know, movie theaters.
Yeah, I like Free Guy. I like
Free
that
Guy.
movie.
It was super fun, and
He's
I think
good
that
at it, yeah.
Yeah,
Ryan
my kid
Reynolds, he genuinely cares about making good shit, right? So I like Ryan Reynolds.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a movie where they try. It depends on who the director is. They'll probably get the guy who did Deadpool 2, which was fine. Not as good as Deadpool 1. Like Juggernaut was awesome in it. That was fucking rad.
Yeah.
And Colossus. I mean, they were getting like it's been the most accurate freaking X-Men movie. The thing is, though, the Fox X-Men are still going to be the most accurate, which really wasn't that accurate. But like, I appreciate them. I like a lot of those X-Men movies. So I even like parts of fucking Last Stand. It's mostly shit, but there was some good.
There's parts in it that are really good. Yeah.
No, Elliot Page was a really good Kitty Pryde when Elliot Page wasn't a dude. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see Deadpool, which is entertaining. The two that came out that are good. I like Ryan Reynolds. It'll be interesting to see them go now that it's Disney to see if the Disney stank will touch them. Because like we've seen, like Sam Raimi, great director, under Disney, not good. Like his film is one of the worst MCU movies to ever come out.
Just to tell
you,
so
we'll see if it
trumps
passes over
everything they've announced this year.
Easily. It not just what they've announced, their shows.
2 Avengers movies were announced, and this destroys everything they've announced this year. That tells you how shitty things are. And is it a move of desperation? Yeah, they need to do that. Yeah. And great, it will do well. Tell how's Namor looking these days? How's that Fantastic Four casting good? How's that new X-Men? I'm still not convinced John Krasinski is Mr. Fantastic. I'm not at all.
Yeah.
I'll believe it when I see it. If it happens, great. I'll be wrong. Great. I'm not convinced. I think they put him in there so you can have your John Krasinski, Mr. Fantastic, and then they'll cast reflecting the world we live in today, Fantastic Four. And that's why that's why they're having all kinds of problems and they're having problems with this film. By the way, Blade, tons of problems, just lost its fucking director. I love all Deadpool. I'm a normie I watched it because it was super fun. Hey, I don't like Deadpool in the comics. I don't. I think the only good run was the Joe Kelly run back in the day. But I think it's a joke that gets fucking tired quick. So I think it actually works better as a film. So I agree with you there. Super fun to me. I freaking loved him. But I really hope they don't mess with the third. Gary, did you catch up on Super Chats? That'll be out tonight on Nerdrotic Live. Not yet, though. Been slowly recording it and working on this video and fixing my office.
Real quick, did you
taking my kid out to his birthday and not sleeping.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah, Nerdrotic Jr. turned 17.
17.
Whoa.
Man.
My baby's not even going to be a baby anymore. It's not even fucking cool at all, to be honest with you. We had a good dinner. He's a good boy.
Yeah, good kid.
Yep. But yes, thank you, Kenny Justice. So I don't know, man. I mean, it's 2 years away. They gave us an actual release date. We'll see if they stick with it, Chris.
Yeah. How many times have release dates move so often? It's ridiculous.
It's September. That is a weird. You would think
September.
Put that at Christmas or in summer. But maybe that doesn't matter anymore. Maybe that's starting to not matter anymore. We'll find out.
Yeah. That's entirely possible that the whole market is completely changed.
Yeah. I mean, it won't have any competition.
Real quick, Gary, did you see the video that leaked that was the rehearsal footage for a deleted action scene from Doctor Strange 2?
Yeah. It was cool as hell.
It was cool. Like it was definitely more R-rated, like a headless, like it just got really dark. Like I thought it was great. I'm like, yeah, I want to see that Sam Raimi movie.
Well, I want to see the one where she's like, they show us being corrupted by the Darkhold, like a dark spirit, like corrupts her. Mm-hmm. That just happened off screen. Remember?
Yeah.
No, they would have to. there's so much wrong with that movie. And like, I would say if you're doing like some yard work, just turn on Mahler's video and watch it. And he explains in the most detail you will ever see anybody ever explain like what's wrong with that movie. And there's so much wrong that I didn't even catch. Like, it's just storytelling wise, it is horrible. And that's the ultimate, like, we can spout out box office numbers and all we want, but the stories suck. The writing for Marvel sucks. Outside of No Way Home, it sucks. It's all bad.
That's why I say the writing in this one video, which was probably just improv, it was way better than any of the shows that Marvel has released this year.
Yeah. I'll tell you, there's a joke. There's a joke that somebody says in one of the She-Hulk interviews that was funnier than anything that happened in the fucking show. And it was her best friend. And somebody asked her how she got the role. And she's all I did it the old fashioned way. I slept with Kevin Feige. You know, I was like, that was fucking funny. That was good.
Put that in the movie.
It was like,
it's funny.
Well delivered. Boom. Like that. You know, I'm like, oh, that's funny. I like that.
Disney is just incapable of natural creativity at this point. And it's so like you take creative people and then beat them down into this weird generic boxes, and they're not entertaining or funny.
They're not. Bounding into comics and almost the quartering till he backed out. Come on, quartering. Just stick by it, man. If you're getting ratioed, just live with it, baby. You don't have to L+ ratio yourself.
What happened?
Bounding into comics, like, tweeted with somebody jangling keys, and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of my first. Like, this is really good.
Yeah.
But Henry back to play for $4.99 says, how deep can the Kevin Feige's MCU dig into their nostalgia bag before their lifeless agenda is exposed? I think it already is, and that's all they're going to have. And that was a worry from No Way Home, is like, are they going to think cameos and like resurrecting old characters? And that's when you know you're going towards the end. You've read comic books, Chris.
Yeah.
So they go through cycles and the stories get a little tired, and it takes a little renaissance to keep them going. And that's the stages they went through. And you can tell they were going towards the end when they started multiverse sagas and bringing back old characters, and Superman meets young Superman, like all kinds of shit like that. That's when it gets a little old. And then they recycle. They bring in some new writers who bring in some new blood, and that keeps the industry going. Unfortunately, that cycle has ended. They just decided to make everybody gay and not tell a story in the comic books. We're at that point with the MCU.
It's so true. Like, that is the only idea they have, is to like gender race swap or make a character gay. It's like, that's it. That's the only, this is going to be looked back upon as the worst era in comics ever, because the ideas are so, it's just so weak. So.
I was on Louder with Crowder yesterday. I was talking to the guys before the show. They were like, they were like, what's going on in the nerd sphere or whatever. And I was telling them about comics and the industry and how all of the characters have been like race swapped or gender swapped or made by. And then I started listing them off. It is every single mainline character you can think of, aside from maybe Spider-Man, but he's been kind of replaced with Miles Morales in a way. It's Batman has been turned gay. Robins are all bi. Green Lantern is gay. Superman is gay. And real Superman's dead. Wonder Woman is lesbian. And then you go over to Marvel side, and then it's like, okay, so Iron Man's dead, is now a teenage black girl. Hulk is an Asian guy. It's like you just like every single character you go through has been done. All of these same little tick boxes, they switched them, and it's like, what are these? None of these characters are even the same people anymore. They have not been for the last like 3 to 5 years.
Not just that. I was watching Real BBC yesterday. Always love to have that on. And you guys were talking about that recent comic, and Gary, you made such a great point, which is so worth like that should be a whole video. The point you made about it was, Dick Grayson. It's supposed to be a Robin comic, a Robin story, and it's people sitting around at a cafe talking and eating, and because that's all the life experience they have. And that's what you pointed out, Gary. And when you look at like people like Jack Kirby and Stan Lee, those guys were in World War II. Those guys had lived some life. they were married, had kids, like they had a life, they had experiences, they traveled, and they were older when they started writing, Marvel comics. They were not young men, right? They had done things in their lives. And the people coming up in comics now, I don't know what the qualifications are, except that you're willing to accept shitty pay, like, because truthfully, you're not going to get rich as a comic book writer, unless you become someone of note whose comics are actually, worthwhile, like an Alan Moore.
Yeah, it's the top 1% of talent.
Yeah,
is like 5 or 6 people, to be honest with you. When it comes to writing, when it comes to artists, it's like 20.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great artists out there, but it's not just being a great artist in comic books. Okay. It's art and consistency when it comes to superhero comic books. Now, if you want to delve into the mastery of bande dessinée, that's a different story. That's they've set up their audience to treat them like novels. So books come out 3-4 times in 5 years or something like that. And it's not superhero focused. I think for comics to have a future, that's what it needs to be. I just don't know if I think the American audience, the potential American comic book audience, has been stolen by manga at this point. But not just this generation, previous generation too. It was bleeding in too. There was a huge manga craze right when I bought my comic store back in 2003. Died out a little bit, but it's reignited and it's bigger than ever. And it's partially thanks to the American comic book industry sucking. And there's still a huge demand. So how do we find writers with experience? Well, we just need to cycle in new writers. What happened was all these art schools started popping up, which are just fucking scams, like the San Francisco Art Institute and all that. By the way, that was at one time the largest property owner. I think I'm getting the name wrong, but it's something like the San Francisco Art Institute. They were at one time the largest property owner in San Francisco. They owned the most property in San Francisco. Was the fucking Art Institute. That was cranking out editors and illustrators and painters, and there's not enough jobs. There's not that much demand. They're farming a lot of it out, and now AI art is coming in.
Yeah.
And you know what? As artists, you should be really worried about that. Really fucking worried about that, because now anybody can make art and it will be indiscernible at some point, and that sucks. But when it comes to companies making money, they're going to want something done faster. And if I think an AI book came out, and I know some artists are going to scream at me, and I hate it too. I would rather read something and that was, drawn by a human being. But it's here. But it's here.
Can't do anything about it.
And I doubt. I think a lot of them probably didn't even conceive that would ever happen.
These last few months of the AI art, like, really kind of blowing up onto the scene, is I watched a lot of videos about both being afraid of it, artists being afraid, and then artists trying to accept it and being like, what do we do since it is here now? There's nothing you can do. The technology is now here. How do we make that?
I would say if you're an artist,
that's the only way to go
for your style. So you can still put, like, so many artists are cheaping out on backgrounds nowadays anyway. It's just like the days of Kirby are done. They're like, Kirby was super
draftsman.
John
Real
Byrne
draftsmen are gone.
Yeah, like John Byrne's fucking he did. I tell the story. It's one of my greatest regrets. If it's out there and somebody wants to sell it back to me, I'll buy it back. I just can't find it. I don't know who's got it. I hate this story, but I'm going to tell it. So I had a 1-scale sideshow. Was it sideshow? It wasn't sideshow. It was the other one. There was 2 1-to-1 scale thing head busts. One was sideshow, and the other one was master replica, or I can't remember what it was, where he's smoking a cigar. John Byrne wanted that one. I knew the guy who ran his fan site, right? Who ran his forums. And so he hooked us up. I got to talk to him. Super nice guy. And we just set up a trade. You give me a commission, I'll send this thing to you right now. So, you're John Byrne. You're not going to fuck me over. So I just sent it to him. about a month passes. He said, and I wanted Spider-Man and Batman on a double date with Catwoman and Black Cat and Alfred's barbecuing for him on a roof. That's all I gave him. He fucking made a masterpiece for me. I could probably find it. Like it got auctioned off on Heritage. So the reason I sold it was I was on drugs at the time and I needed money. And yeah,
such a bummer.
It hurts. That one hurts. Like I sold stuff, but that one was like, that was one of a kind. You'll never see it again. I could probably search it here. Spider-Man, Batman, John Byrne Commission, and Black Cat. And when you see it, there it is. Oh, dude, this is so sad.
Drugs are bad, man.
Drugs are bad. Drugs are bad. Hang on.
Do you remember what you sold it for? You gotta show it to us, kid.
$20,000 now, to be honest.
Oh my god!
Oh,
It's like, hey Johnny, can you do another one?
Just whip another one out. Come on.
Oh, this sucks. Here you go. You guys are gonna kill me.
Oh,
that's it. Look at how fucking rad
so
that is. That's a comic
Oh,
page.
man.
That's not a commission. That's a fucking comic page. That's a splash page. Oh,
dude.
Ouch.
Wow.
That's sad, bro. That's sad.
Yeah.
And look at that background. Like,
I know.
not just the characters right in the foreground look really great. Everything looks great. The bricks on the stack behind him, the buildings in the distance, the railing of the roof, like it's all great, all in focus and all great through top to bottom. And now you go to a comic book, open it up, and it used to be this way in every comic book. Every comic book, you open it up and it's like bam, 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 bam. Now you open them up, they're just like gradient colors in the background, like what random shapes. So freaking lazy now, and they charge double for the books.
Yeah, and it's shit. And it's shit. And look at, like, I told him, like, pick your, I just said pick your favorite version of whatever, Batman and Catwoman. I don't care. Like, I trust you. I try not to fanboy too hard on the guy, and he was just a super sweet guy. Like, he's one of my comic book heroes.
He put a mask on Alfred.
Yes, he did.
Because he needs to be masked, so Spider-Man and Black Cat don't know.
This guy, like, he is the
awesome.
heir apparent to Kirby. He's not as great as Kirby was, but he is the heir apparent, and I would argue that he knew more about, like, comic book characters after Kirby than Kirby did. Like, he became a student of these characters and, like, fucking knew everything about them. Didn't want to be a screenwriter, just wanted to be a comic book artist. Could he be, emotional? Yeah, most artists are weird.
Wait, what?
I said artists are weird. Artists can be weird. Artists are strange. They're very strange people. And that's okay. There's a good strange and a bad strange. I think he was like the best strange possible. So it's very sad. The biggest challenge to make a good FF movie. Do you believe it will ever happen? I believe the Fantastic Four movie will happen, and it will look nothing. It'll look about as much as the comic books as Namor looks like his comic book version.
Yeah, if Namor is the direction they're going for classic characters, we're not going to get the FF that we saw in the comics. Like, just as someone who like read that religiously as a kid, was devastated by certain storylines, including like, Namor constantly going after Sue. Like that was like trying to break up the family, right? Like that. Like all that, like that drama, like affected me as a kid. Like we're never gonna see an FF. I don't think we ever will.
And
not a good one.
I saw my good friend Robert Meyer Burnett, who I love, tried to argue that why not just change the culture and allow other people to see themselves in a culture. And I'll tell you exactly why not. I tell you exactly why this is actually bad. You're excluding people. by imprinting like a South American culture on Namor, which never was. You're excluding the rest of the world that could imagine the fictional. I believe Atlantis existed, but not in the Marvel comic sense. Okay, the fictional Atlantis that anyone could imagine. If you want a kid to imagine or imprint, you can do that on the human level. On the fictional one, Wakanda's fictional. I have no problem with Wakanda being fictional. It's always been part of the Marvel universe. It's fine. It's been amped up and OP'd quite a bit over the years, but it's fine. But Atlantis, is well, look what they did in Thor. Look what they've done to that cultural mythos. They fucking eviscerated it. Do you think they're going to treat the South American Namor the same way, or Wakanda? Will we see Wakanda fall? No, it won't be treated the same way. So it's better to just have a fictional one. Namor to me always looked alien, like Spock. That's why I used to have I used to make custom Migos, and I made a custom Namor out of a Spock. It was real easy. Just put a little wings on his feet and you go. Sold them at my shop. But I just it's the weirdest casting. Doesn't make any sense.
Well, I didn't know this, but there actually is a Marvel character that's Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah.
That looks just like this. Like it looks.
They could have gone that
1-to-1. But they don't have any confidence in the actual indigenous characters.
The feathered serpent being underwater makes no fucking sense.
No.
It's like Falcon flying around holding a shield. How is he going to sling a shield with his fucking wings right here? It makes no sense. It's like wine moms and normies are making superhero movies now. Let's just call them Captain America Falcon Man. Okay, let's just give him a shield now. Ooh, it doesn't matter. See, that's the problem. And that's where I'm going to call you out, RMB, because he made a great argument about Star Trek, about the Kurtzman folk just don't give a shit. They think it's silly. Well, I'll make the same fucking argument about the MCU right now and Rings of Power and everything else. House of the Dragon staff took that source material deadly seriously, and that's why we're getting a good show. The people in charge of Marvel are like, look at this silly Billy comic stuff. Haha, it's so funny. It's dumb. These are the motherfuckers in charge, including Kevin Feige. Who should know better. I think that shit just went to his head.
And it used to be, producers and directors in Hollywood they still thought it was silly, but they wanted to make money. So then they made good stories that appealed to mass audiences and made them money. Now, it doesn't seem like they want to make money anymore. They just want to push their message. So now we're getting crap stories from people that do not care about these properties and think it's all silly nerd crap.
Yep. Chris, so I know what you're talking about. Jam Unleashed for $5. They said in the past that Deadpool will be rated R. Do you believe they will stick to that, Chris?
No,
I don't think so either.
No, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be PG-13. I think it'll be a hard PG-13, but I also think that they're going to make jokes about it being a Disney movie, being PG, being like he's going to take swipes at the MCU. Like, I mean, he did that already in Deadpool 2. They're kind of like, he talked about DC in there. It's what you're getting into if it's a Deadpool movie. But yeah, it's going to be different. It's going to be the MCU's version of that, but it's going to stand apart, right? And I think it'll be watchable just because I trust Ryan Reynolds and I also trust Hugh Jackman. I think Hugh Jackman's had a lot of reverence for the Wolverine character, and he made it his character in so many movies, and it's such an iconic role now that he made it his own, and it works, so I don't know.
He's a bit older. I don't know how is that going to work too? Is he?
He's
not going to be able to get to the same level of ripped massiveness.
Right.
So how are they going to play that?
It'll be a little digital enhancement.
They'll just
female Thor.
CG Natalie Portman.
Like they did with female Thor and her fake CG muscles.
True.
Yeah.
Hey, and we actually might get Wolverine in costume because, like you said earlier, Deadpool is the most accurate X-Men. So, like,
I think so.
If they don't do it in this movie,
If
like,
you're gonna fucking CG it, CG him a fucking. I prefer
put him in the suit.
costume.
Put him
That
in the suit.
that taken out that scene that's taken out of Logan where he opens the case and that costume looks fucking great.
Yes. I'm like, why didn't you do that?
No, he's got an iconic costume.
God.
But you know why they don't do it? Because it'll look silly. No, it won't. No, it won't. It only looks silly if you make it look silly.
Yeah.
They made Nightcrawler. Bryan Singer, creepy motherfucker, would never let him within 1,000 yards of a child. Whoever directed that scene with Nightcrawler in the beginning X-Men 2 was fucking perfect. That thing was golden. Good. That was like, that was so good. Such a good opening scene.
So good.
So good. What? All MCU content is quality? Did I say that? Phase 4 has been all quality. Wait, I missed an adjective before the word quality. That what word? What word? Lacking. I think lacking. It's not quality. But you and the audience, you have shown your quality. Are you getting sick of being right this year, audience? My fellow members of the audience, my fellow nerds, countrymen. There's been a lot of, as the kids say, copium on the other side this entire fucking year, and it just keeps happening.
They're like, look at me. I'm going to watch this crap movie just to rub it in your nerd faces. Like, okay. Like,
pro groomer. I'll just, Mike Zilla. Yeah. Oh, you can't say that word on Twitter, but you can still say it on YouTube, I guess. Also says other words you probably shouldn't have said. Good thing they were deep in a live stream. What was I going to say? Oh, Zaslav and Warner Brothers are getting sued for misrepresenting subs by some policemen's union that in Illinois that like collectively invested in. And so during the merger, I guess they found out some information through discovery that they counted 10 million subscribers as people who just were part of the bundle, but they didn't buy into HBO, which is, by the way, if you go to Hulu right now. If you're not signed up, you're going to automatically be offered a bundle, and it'll almost look like there's no other option, but there is. You can just get Hulu, but it's buried.
Yeah, it's the very first splash
every
page. It's like
streaming service is. I'm just going to call them out. They can't sue me because I'm right. They're lying about their subscribers. They're fudging the fucking numbers. And I'm wondering, this is bad for Warner Brothers, bad timing, but I wonder if this opens the door because there's investors in every streaming service.
Well, Gary, I'm sorry to tell you, people in the entertainment industry don't lie. They
tell the truth all the time. I know.
Yeah. Yeah. They never lie. I'm
curious to see because that's why they don't release numbers, folks. Is they can't lie because of the investors. If they're caught lying, class action lawsuit, baby. And if a lawyer, once lawyers smell blood in the water, they're going, wait a minute. There's other bigger streaming services out there that are probably lying about their subscribers. And I just think it could. Who knows? It could open the door. But this is how things contract in entertainment. And digital is really not the way to go if you want your industry to stay prominent. I say no to drugs, kid generation. Here's a little something to get Gary's one-of-a-kind John Byrne picture. But thanks. You don't, Jen, thank you for the 1999. I look for it. I look for it on Heritage. I think I'm just going to have to see if John Byrne is still doing commissions and just ask him to do one like a little different. But it's just what, it's a lesson learned. It's a lesson learned. Ooh, wow. I mean, it's
tragic.
It's tragic. That's like the one thing I care about. Gary, eternally grateful to you for waking me up to the Matrix. You changed my life. I was a sheep once, but thanks to you, no longer. Keep it up. Comic Prime for 5 British pounds. You're welcome. Well, it's reciprocal. You guys did that for me. It's not like I just came up with all this shit on my own. It's lots of live streams, lots of conversations, hyper focusing on this stuff like a maniac that I am, and talking to other people and talking to people like Chris Gore, who like knows what the hell's going on and will give you the truth no matter what, whether you like it or not, we'll give you the truth. And that's why we love Chris Gore. And as usual, it's a combination of a lot of things: corporatism, hackery, laziness, the entertainment's watered down, investments. And then there's a political aspect that there absolutely is an agenda, which I think is the foundation of everything, which was taken advantage of by largely, Eric July's brought this up, middle management. I think it's apathy on the top and a very activist middle management that has driven Hollywood to the brink right now. And people go, brink, what are you talking about? There's still money coming in. Go look at other industries right before they fell from providence. It's usually right when they're at their peak. And then
hubris.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hubris.
They call it reaching maturity. It's called they stop being innovative. You know, like the music, like I bring this up all the time. The music industry's still around, will always be around. But like, remember when like 10 bands at a time would sell out stadiums on tour? And then there'd be a bunch of like underground bands that the cool kids like, because like once the band got to the stadium, they weren't cool anymore. That would just sell out these little clubs just everywhere. There was bands freaking everywhere. There still are. Good luck finding them. And you all have to go to Coachella. Yeah. They have to put them in one place for you to see them. Well, these bands used to like tour separate. They used to tour separate. And that day is long gone to the point where you have these ancient bands. Oh my God. Do you know U2 is going to do a residency in Las Vegas.
What?
Oh no.
U2 doing a residency.
How like unrock and roll that is.
How
so,
fucking unrock and roll can you possibly? Now, if you're like a crazy metal band, that makes sense. Like, you know, Scorpions or something. Okay.
I guess if any band,
they're serious artists who are working for the environment and part of the alternative rock scene, which is, we were just much more serious than those stupid metalheads who just sang about being happy and getting laid all the time.
YouTube
sucks. Heroin and starvation.
If anybody sells that, it makes sense. I feel like they've been a sellout band the whole time. The entire time. They suck. They're like they try to pretend like, oh, look, my name's Edge. I'm so like artistic. But really, you're the main.
I was Tim Pool.
Billboard.
Why did you turn into Trump, by the way? I was Tim Pool. Before Tim Pool. I never took off my Edge.
But they're like the most mainstream of alternative artist bands. It makes sense that they're doing a residency in Vegas.
You know, Tim Pool should go the Elon route. Like, Elon's hair looks good. Like, it looks real.
Yeah, all you got to do is be a billionaire.
Well, yeah. I mean, do you think he just bought somebody's scalp
and just replace the scalp?
And replace the scalp.
Sure.
It's an old Indian tradition.
Which one? Dot or Native American?
Native American.
Okay.
So indigenous peoples of America.
Indigenous people.
To make sure we have our ESG scores up.
Isn't there a video online of somebody ripping off Tim Pool's skull cap?
I think so.
Oh, yeah, there's pictures out. Like,
yeah,
I don't think he's got anything. Like, bro, you're Tim Pool, man. Just who gives a shit?
Yeah, exactly.
Who gives a shit? I would just shave it all off and just go, I'm still Tim Pool, you know?
Do a kick flip. No hair.
Does a very popular show every night. I was on it once. I don't think I'm ever going to return. I guess I didn't do that good of a job. I'm not really sure. It's fine. I don't want to fly to West Virginia anyway.
Well, right after that you came on, there was a bunch of like SWATs. So
yeah,
wait,
it was
just
me.
discover something.
It was probably you.
I totally was me.
You swatted them.
Yeah, I'm a big snitchy swatter. My Melius for 500, it says P's. I'm going to say pesos, but it's probably not a peso. But we'll just say it's a peso. Thank you very much. Whatever it is, thank you. I think DP will be safe. But they will destroy Daredevil, and I hate Disney for it. Yeah, Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. See, that's why I had to get this video out first, because I will do a complete separate one on fucking Daredevil, because once that's done, oh. So yeah, no House of the Dragon video this week. Sorry. We might pick it up next week or just do it at the end. But the Marvel stuff, Garrett's got to sleep. You know.
Hey, I'm here. I'm ready to go. Anytime.
Ready to go? You ready to go? Well, fucking as soon as that Daredevil stuff comes out. I hate the costume. It looks like it
looks horrible.
Yeah. It looks like it was put together by a blind guy. It does. Amazon tried to ruin Tolkien, and like, let's be real, they haven't. Like, it's so not Tolkien, they haven't ruined Tolkien. I would argue
it's so much apart from Tolkien.
The estate is laughing their ass off because they're getting paid for this piece of shit anyway, and then they're getting more money from the book selling. So there you go. But I do love their Vox Machina series, A True Ode to D&D. I'll have to check that out. Please check it out. Also, the Primal finale felt rushed.
No. I haven't watched it yet. I have 3 more episodes to go.
Too. I know it happens, and I got to see it before I comment on it.
I don't know what happens.
I did spend an entire day, guys, watching Venture Brothers.
Oh,
yes.
It was bliss. Pure bliss. And then I watched season 5 of Doctor Who, Matt Smith's first season. It was just I'm like, this is what we fight for. This was so good. Every second of it. Even the episodes I thought were so back in the day, fucking masterpieces now.
Now you're like, oh, the nectar of the gods. They're so good.
Yeah.
Give it to me more.
Yep.
That was like peak Doctor Who. That was whenever I was like, oh, what is this Doctor Who thing? Everybody loves Doctor Who.
Oh,
I've got to watch some of these episodes.
You want to say peak? I would argue David Tennant season 3.
I'm not saying quality. I'm saying like popularity. It was like off the charts.
Quality. I mean, it was all like
Smith was there.
Season 1 to season 6 are great. Are fucking great. Season 7's half great. 50th anniversary special. Big thumbs up. But like, as far as quality, like amazing, I would say season 3 to 5. Anything in between there, that's your peak. Because the specials, aside from one, which was pretty good, like, dude, Waters of Mars is amazing storytelling. Like, it's just it's like taking your character in like this direction, taking the Doctor in a direction he's never been before. You know, just facing his consequences and feeling all the pain. Like, it's fucking a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. And then after Tennant leaves, you followed up with probably the best introduction of any Doctor outside of Robot with the 4th. Okay, it's the 11th hour. I can talk for an hour.
We're not there anymore.
We're not there anymore.
Not there.
He was deader than dead. I did hear a rumor that was very believable. I don't know if it was just speculation, but it was fucking very believable that they didn't film Jodie's regeneration because they were gonna just fucking shit can the show.
I just go like, nah.
And RTD coming in was like a Hail Mary at the last minute, and I'm like, that sounds totally believable to me. I'm not certain if that's a fact, but I could certainly buy that speculation. I'll just say, R.I.P. Doctor Who. It's fucking dead. RTD should quit right now, and because like he's gonna come back and live long enough to be the villain. I mean, peak Doctor Who, Brian. Not gonna argue with that, but I'm talking about the modern era. But 74 to 81, dude, go a little earlier. Get our boy Pertwee in there. John Pertwee was fucking awesome. The 3rd Doctor ruled. He's the Doctor that fucked. He got laid.
This guy fucks.
This guy fucks.
Start with season 3 then.
Okay, if you're gonna watch Doctor Who, we're gonna have to do that kind of together. I'm gonna have to like watch some of the episodes with you.
Okay.
And
I haven't watched it either. I've watched like bits and pieces, but not the whole series.
Usually I recommend to brand newbies, you start with the current era, right? And then you go back and you start with
not that current era.
I was going to say, I've heard so many bad things.
My bad. I misspoke. You start with New Who, and then you
Okay.
go to season 8 with Capaldi, and then I'll just give you a couple of Capaldi episodes after that.
And
They're
then you
shit. I'm sorry, they're
dip
like
out.
they're not written well. He's great,
You're-
not written well. And then
You're
you
talking
go
about-
to then you go back if you still like it.
Christopher Eccleston. We'll start with Christopher Eccleston, right?
You start
Right.
with Christopher Eccleston, and then you go
Yeah.
to season 8, and then a couple episodes after that. Then, if you still like it, I'm going to take you to the Third Doctor, and then you're going to go all the way to the end. And if you still like it, then I'm going to make you watch First and Second Doctor, which is like it's in black and white, but then you'll have a full appreciation for Doctor Who as a because like it's old, it's made in the 60s, but once you go back and have that perspective, then you see how great the first 2 were. They were just fucking great. But it might be a rough beginning because you're watching it on fuzzy video that's black and white, that are in studios that are paper mache. But it's all about the writing. It's like it's a master class in writing. It is. The British just write shit better for the most part. What's up, Ian? How you doing, buddy? Here's some money. Because I can keep up the excellent work because I can keep up the excellent work. By the way, my movie Bad Day is on Netflix in the UK. Oh God, yes, it's on Tubi in the US. Keep preaching, mate. Ian from the get-go before has been making a web series, Rebecca Gold and Bad Day. So go support Ian. Great guy. Came out to fucking Dallas. He lives in the UK. He came to our Dallas meetup.
Came to Dallas.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I owe you one. I'm going to have to come to your country and see you now. We're working on that. We're working on that, aren't we, X-Ray Girl?
So excited.
Yeah. Love you, Ian. Fury of the Whovians coming. It's probably I think we're the week before. Do we get a date on when Joe the bitch is gone? I don't think so. We just know when it's for the 100th anniversary of the BBC, and it starts on Tuesday the 16th, and I think it goes for a week. It just better not be fucking Thursday, the finale of the Rings of Power, because I just have to not sleep. So tentatively, Ian, if you're still out there, the week before the release of Doctor Who, we'll do it on a Sunday during the day, my time, because I have House of the Dragon at night. We'll do a Fury of the Whovians. We'll get all our mates, all the mates. Is Nolan the last director left to not give a shit? One of them. I'd say there's 3. There's Matthew Vaughn, Quentin Tarantino, and Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, when it comes to indies, a lot of indies don't give a shit.
Yep.
Because they're not under those kind of corporate pressure. So indie films tend to just defy that. And a lot of it's weird to see the sort of woke mind virus has not made it overseas. It hasn't permeated media overseas yet. This is purely an American phenomenon, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's a very Western phenomenon. It's
yeah.
The UK is having the same issues. I know Germany's having similar issues. I have a few friends in Germany that are saying the same kind of things are going on in their media. It's I don't know how this mind virus. Yeah, it's a weird mind virus that is infected the Western world.
It is poison. It is cancer. It is fucking cancer. Now, Chris, the 90s to me were the heyday for the independent film, and it really rejuvenated fucking Hollywood. And those were the movies we were all going to see first, with obviously Pulp Fiction, but there was 100 other ones that were so fucking good, and everything was gritty crime shit that I watched. But even fucking Chasing Amy was one of the most popular movies at the time. It didn't make a ton of money, but amongst my friends and people my age in our 20s we're loving it. I didn't love it as much as my friends did, but
yeah.
But that was
same on Chasing Amy, but it's that was kind of this magical era. It was sort of a different, the 70s were all these, filmmakers who were independent in spirit, Coppola, Spielberg, Lucas, Scorsese, like they came to prominence in the 70s when the studios, you should see the movies that they were making in the 60s. The studio heads were completely out of touch. These big musicals and things that just weren't really in touch with the zeitgeist and what's out in the zeitgeist. And I feel like, you know, the 90s was sort of a different, it was sort of like the rise of these indie filmmakers. And now we're just
tune. Yeah.
Yeah, they were in tune. But this shit era of stuff it's the corporatization of pop culture, and it hasn't just infected movies. It's also comic books and television, and it's like it's everywhere, and it's shocking to see, and it's so ugly and uncreative. And even like I really despise, and we may have talked about this before, when they retitle a movie but they just call it the same title as the older movie, so now you have to refer to both movies by the year in which they came out as a
Predator.
way to
Predator.
Yes,
Ghostbusters.
Exactly.
Ghostbusters.
Yes. Just Ghostbusters 2016 is just called fucking Ghostbusters. That's an insult. I mean,
It is.
It's an insult, and so seeing this happen like in real time is insane. And I don't know. Look, I'm just enjoying. There's a lot of good indie movies that are out. You know, I saw a really good Japanese film about a serial killer yesterday called Missing. And I just sent you, actually, Gary, I DM'd you a documentary that you may be interested in called Doctor Who Am I? And it's a documentary about the guy who was supposed to write the Doctor Who movie. And it takes place like Gallifrey 1 is part of it. It's just the trailer for the movie. But
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna definitely check that out.
So you know that story.
Oh my god, that cocaine bear poster is great. It's a profile of a giant bear. Somebody should put fucking drunk 3POs.
Somebody already did.
Someone did. I thought that's the one that you were looking at.
I thought it was the one you were looking at too.
No.
Let me see if I can find it.
You might see some of our messages in the background. We're just talking shit about Jeremy mostly, so
yeah.
Call him a grifter.
That's directed by Elizabeth Banks, and it's Ray Liotta's last movie. I mean, Ray Liotta
passed away.
Oh,
so he's in it. Like, what the?
Pour one out for Ray Liotta. Okay.
Oh my
that was great.
This looks awesome.
Yeah.
This movie has to be partially a comedy, and it's definitely her like make good movie for being an idiot. What's weird is that do these already
The true cocaine bear.
Please
did you hear about Occupy Democrats got busted? I'm going to try to tell the story quickly. Got busted. They're a nonprofit. They spent a bunch of money on themselves. They didn't donate any money to any politicians,
surprise.
and they are supported by other politicians. It's a completely fake fucking account. That's a lot of people thought that Brooklyn Dad or whatever the fuck his name was a real account too, and no, they're just Democratic operatives working for the Democratic Party, being paid by the Democratic Party. Yeah. Long story short, that guy got called out, and his response was, "You don't know how hard and expensive it is to make viral memes." And I'm just thinking of the legion of memers out there doing this shit for nothing, and they in 5 minutes they can create more viral memes than that guy was paying somebody $5,000 a month. Multiple people, $5,000 a month.
How do I get on that grift?
Yeah,
give me that guy's contacts.
So Legion of Memers, you got a skill, a marketable skill. Just don't do it. Don't use it for evil. Use it for good. You go work for Occupy Common Sense. Can we occupy common sense? Can we make that one? That will work.
Trademark.
Just appreciating the Legion of Memers talent, because it takes, being funny is a talent, and being able to do it like on a consistent basis is a mega talent,
and quickly.
And
yep.
Love season 5 of Doctor Who. Matt Smith is great, and I of course really love Karen Gillan. Yeah, Karen Gillan is great. I don't know if I've been clear about my obsession with Karen Gillan. I tend to be pretty a subtle person. Inakbaman abuser of Streamlabs for $10. No, you've been pretty clear to me, bud, but I'm not gonna argue with her. She's all legs and red hair, and yeah, and she's funny, and she's great in the MCU. She's my favorite female character in the MCU.
Yeah.
Bar none. Nebula's fucking rad. And I like Gamora. Hope they don't fuck her up in the next movie, but I like Gamora too. Think she's great.
They kind of reset her, which I didn't like.
I didn't like that either.
Didn't like that they completely reset her character.
Weird that they killed like Gamora and Black Widow. It's like, why would you do that? But they, you know why they reset her, and this is why I'm like not sure about Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Because the movie's going to be about her and female empowerment. They don't want her with Chris Pratt anymore.
They had to break those ties.
You don't need no man. So yeah, don't get your fucking hopes up, folks, about the MCU. Yes, they went to the Fox X-Men one that this is a movie that
again
fucking made 5 years ago. This is a movie that should have been made 10 years ago. And they're like, okay, now that we're desperate after just shoveling woke shit down your throat for 10 years, we'll give you a movie which you want with one of the guys pushing fucking, well, he's probably over 50. How old is Hugh Jackman? Looks great.
Oh, I think he's definitely over 50.
Looks great. Looks fantastic.
53.
We are the same age, and he looks way better than I do. Good for you, Hugh. And I love him. I love him. Poor Dougray Scott still drinking off the fact that he
that poor guy
could have been Wolverine. I should have been Wolverine.
Well,
no, man, I was a Batwoman.
It's possible Hugh Jackman just took different drugs, Gary. So.
Oh yes, yeah.
Oh, I'm sure
his ball sack is like tiny. It's like a pea. Yeah, peas at this point. He's taking so much
right
steroids.
now, I think as a libertarian, I'm a sober person. I think fucking drugs should be legal. I just think they do. That's where I'm at.
He's an actor. Let him do it.
I want them legal in a libertarian sense, not in a current year government sense where they tax the shit out of them and become worse than the dealer. So, I mean, it's a dream world where I want them legal. I don't think legalized pot has been a good idea. That's another story. But yeah, I think steroids should be back in baseball. I don't think they should give a fuck about in football. If you want to shrink your balls, that's your decision. They're doing it like, yeah. How in the hell do you think Paul Rudd got fucking big?
How every single one of these people got big. If you look at what one of the Chris's, I mean all the Chris's really, steroids. Drugs.
Yes.
But Thor, he has his own like workout, like look like me workout routine, and there's tons of videos about all of the actual like people that know what it's like to bodybuild go, this does not make sense. You can't look like this.
You can't
in a year. You have to. It's like a 6-year thing to look that huge.
Bosa,
it's not just working
got injured again. By the way, I'm going to just bring up a Charger. Bosa. So Bosa does his own private workouts. That was always controversial. When a football player does his private workouts, he's sticking needles up his ass and everywhere, and it's fine. Good. I miss the steroid era of baseball. Sorry. I do.
We're breaking records left and right, man.
Dude, Barry Bonds would have fucking been great anyway. He was a great baseball player anyway. Okay. So fuck off with all that shit. I miss the steroid. It was great. Watching fucking people hit home runs and the pitchers were just as roided up as the hitters. It was great. Roger Clemens. Fuck, that was such a great era. The 90s were just cool. Okay.
Yeah,
we had great baseball.
So
we had pretty damn good music. Damn good independent films. They were a good time.
Oh yeah.
Good time. The mentality is not a virus. Watch Styx's video on it. It is planned for ESG and the Great Reset. It's part of they will own nothing and be happy. Mm-hmm. It's not corporations. It's government mandated message like the Yahtzees. The Grizzly for $20. I will partially agree with you, but it takes the mental illness part for that to work. Okay. So we're both right. I love you, Grizzly. But it takes advantage of coddled 20-year-olds, which is partially what's writing in Hollywood right now, who have no fucking life experience, have experienced no adversity, product of a very affluent society. We're just fucking babies. We have a bunch of fucking sensitive little babies out there, and they're easy to manipulate. They're really easy to manipulate. So after that happens, yes, There's planning involved. There's definitely planning involved, but I think it's planning in the sense of, you know, it's not, we're going to plan every step of the way. We just take advantage of we never let a good opportunity go to waste kind of planning, because shit always goes to shit.
They do all that planning in academia. So you have people in academia, you mind warp their brains, and then they go out and they go into middle management. They become writers, they become artists, they become all of these different aspects. But if you start back in academia and you get their minds, then you don't have to make all the plans because you just implanted them. It's like Inception. They inception all these kids, and now they're all entitled, whiny bitches. And that's the kind of content we're getting.
Biatches. Chris.
Yep.
How do we fix this?
Oh my God. Well, it's one. I've always been a person who just says, "Hey, you got to have a diversified media diet," because while movies suck more today than I think any time that I've been alive, there are different reasons, kind of why movies sucked in different eras, right? When your mainstream stuff is usually just pablum garbage, anyways. But I really think it's leaning into a diet that includes something that's not Hollywood. And we're seeing it happen in particular in movie theaters here when you see like they're bringing back classic movies. So I think it's a lot of it is at a certain point, just like, I don't know, just ignoring it. You know, I think I mean, Marvel is on its last legs, if you ask me. I think, and there was a thing trending yesterday that made a lot of sense. Like they're saying Kevin Feige's just spread too thin and all the Disney Plus shows suck. And I have to admit to you that even though I was hopeful and liked and saw promise for the first at least 3 episodes of She-Hulk, these last 3, I'm out. I'm so fucking, especially that last episode, I was just fucking offended. How they create, how they
was
Immortal
that?
Man. What the fuck was that with Immortal Man? And then there's this B plot that like the wet. It's just dumb. You're right. I can't. I thought it was gonna be, because also I really liked Emil Blonsky, right? Like Annihilation. Like I used to have Hulk comics with Annihilation back in the day, and I'm like, oh my god, they're doing this like a comic accurate Annihilation. Like how? And it's just these last 3 episodes, starting with the one where she went on the date and the guy's reading the book The Feminist Way. I'm like, uh-oh. It also reminds me of not just, I mean, you saying wine moms. I'm saying that is a type of woman in Los Angeles, a very specific, it's not just wine moms, because wine moms are different in different parts of the country. This is women in LA, and I can tell you, I know how to spot them. There's a very easy way to spot them. They all have cracked iPhones with the cracked screen. That's exactly
My
like
iPhone's
all of
cracked.
them. Exactly. Again. I'll
Dude,
get it
iPhone's
fixed.
cracked. That's why they're shit.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're I'm like, I know, like I have met and hung out with girls like that. I know these kind of women.
You're like, red flag?
They're like all the red flags popping up. It's like
X-ray girl, do you have an iPhone or an Android?
iPhone, but it's not cracked.
Oh my god, Mark, does Mark have an Mark?
He
Mark
has
has
an
to have
iPhone.
it. What?
What?
Yeah.
Whoa. That blows my mind.
I am disillusioned right now. PC guy has a fucking iPhone.
Now, I may understand the reason I have an iPhone is because I don't give a crap about my phone being like connected to everything and being like a settings, because I can just go on my computer. I just sit on my computer and do all the things that I need to do on my phone. So I might understand that reasoning.
I just like it because it syncs to my iPad, and when I was in school, it was just so much easier.
So much
It's so much easier. I could like read my notes on the screen.
What is hard about an Android?
Nothing. I just don't need it.
I mean, at the time, you couldn't port your old Android to the new Android. You could do that with iPhone.
You can do that now.
Oh,
you can also port
now
things in your phone that aren't Apple. It's all right. You know, hey, keep those 4-year-old girls chained to tables employed. I am too with Samsung, so let's be real. Let's be.
We're all in computers with
Do you wear
graphics cards.
Nike?
No, I don't wear white shoes. I don't wear sneakers. I'm an adult. Okay.
What are you trying to say?
I wear boots, and if I wear a shoe, it's like penguins or something black. All right, I don't wear white shoe because I'm dirty. I don't wear white because I get it dirty. I'm a very dirty person. I'm clumsy and I'm dirty, and I.
Are you a hard
I just feel personally attacked.
Yeah.
This show.
Like I'll like be like putting up action figures, and I'll cut the shit out of my arm. You know, like I'll do like I'm just.
How did you do that?
I have reckless abandon. I don't know. I just like I pulled my thing. I was like putting together a Gandalf, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm bleeding all over the place. How did that happen?
Doesn't even know why.
Chris, She-Hulk was the last 2 episodes. We looked at some shoes. We bought some outfits. We didn't put these outfits on. We saw Daredevil's mask, and we puked at a wedding. That was it.
Yeah.
I'm
riveting.
Yeah, I thought I just like, especially like including Tim Roth is a great fucking actor.
Yeah,
you've got great the actors that they're choosing in these parts. I don't know if it's like that took up a bunch of the budget, so then they had to write some episodes. And it's weird, you know. I have to really look at like how I'm looking at these things because I got the first 4 episodes, and you can have 1 bad episode or maybe even 2, and like, okay, I see what the potential of this, and I falsely assumed that they were familiar with the genres that led to this type of TV show. But you said it, I think last week, Gary, you said Marvel cannot do television. Disney can't do television. And I just have to accept that you're right. But also this means that how many Marvel Disney Plus series have there been? 7. They're 0-7. They all.
Oh no, it's 9.
Is it 9? Okay, they're 0-9. Okay, this is like, all right, I'm a Detroit Lions fan, so 0-9. I'm used to numbers like this. But I'm telling you that like they cannot make these shows. They don't know how to do it. They're either dragged out. They should have been a movie, but they're dragging it out for 4 hours, or it's just this episodic. Compare it with House of the Dragon now. Like, oh my God, like Chef's Kiss. Yeah, it's not a perfect show, but Jesus, that last episode, so much happened. And you got to keep up. That show doesn't assume you're dumb, right? It says, you know what? Pay attention. Shit, every scene matters. Every scene is important. There's small pieces of information like that are critical, and God, like I'm just now I want to read the books because I've been watching you and Ryan talking about it, and I'm like, oh man, there's so much I'm missing. I think I just got to read the fucking book. So.
Well, I mean, like for this, you wouldn't have to read the whole book. You just have to read like 6 chapters, 7 chapters. It starts with a question of succession, goes into the dying of the dragons, blacks versus the greens, and then I can't tell you any of the other chapters because they straight up spoil like everything that happens. But yeah. I mean, it's all right. I would say audiobook it, like when you're driving around, just throwing on the narrator's really good.
All right,
the book is reading the book is I don't know. I'm like it's weird. Tolkien, I can read his like Silmarillion fine. But with George, there's one great one he did called The World of Ice and Fire. It's got some beautiful art in it. That one's rad. That one's so fucking good, and it's the whole history of Planetos. So they get into the other regions and stuff, and like he mixes in a bunch of H.P. Lovecraft. So like the reason we like George, like yeah, he can be like a leftist moron, but he's getting a lot less like that since he almost got canceled at a convention he's partially responsible for creating, right? Wow. So he's getting very like anti-cancel culture. There's a great quote from him on his Not a Blog lately, just calling out the woke left. I couldn't believe when I saw it. I'm like, what? But he's a nerd. Like he likes Forbidden Planet and H.P. Lovecraft, unapologetically loves Conan, and throws all that shit in there. Loves Michael Moorcock and Elric, throws all that stuff in there. That's why I initially liked him in the first place. I just like it's all the shit I like, you know.
So the book is Fire and Blood.
Fire and Blood. That's what it's based on.
All right, I can't wait. I'm getting it.
Fire and Blood. Woke, ultra left. Yeah.
Well, I remember seeing that thing where there was some award that he was presenting, and some young girl just completely like
destroys him.
destroyed him. I think you showed it on FNT. This is a couple years ago, but that video just stood out to me of like how ungrateful, how like just like. So these are the people that are now like coming up in the industry completely just like it's like when I saw after Stan Lee passed away, people talking about Stan Lee and his legacy in a negative way. I mean, Stan Lee may have not been a perfect person. I think he had a lot of
nobody's perfect.
Yeah,
Nobody's
nobody is. And this whole thing, what did Bill Maher talk about? Presentism, where you sort of judge people in the past based on how we think in the present, which is kind of a stupid way of looking at things. And you know, when I saw people, you know, just saying disparaging things about Stan Lee, I'm like, fuck all of these people. Fuck all these people.
I'm
It's
glad.
so disgusting.
There's part of me that's really glad Bill Maher's saying this, and there's part of me that says, where the fuck were you 5 years ago when you were calling us out?
Where
Fuck.
have you been?
Now it's safe. And you know what made it safe? People like fucking Alex Jones and Gavin McGinnis and Anthony Cumia, who all paid a price, but they're the fucking ones who made it safe to call this shit out. I mean, like, there would have been a time if you said Alex Jones is right on Twitter, you probably would have been banned. Now you can say it. Now you can say it. You're still getting banned. Russell Brand did a great video where he pointed out where he got pulled for misinformation, but he also put up MSNBC's got a video right now that's filled with misinformation. So does CNN. And YouTube's going to have to, I think maybe we should start bombarding YouTube with like, why is this on, you know, we don't want to be the ones for cancel culture, but we also need to fight the way they fight. And if they're fucking silencing us, we need to figure out why they're not being silenced. And if it takes some dirty tricks, so be it. I don't care at this point. Because we're already being silenced. That's not going to fucking change anyway. And maybe Rumble gets big. I don't know. I hope so.
We got to talk to them.
We do. And once we're finished with our busy months, I'm open to something exclusive over there. I think I have the day for it too. Golden Nuggets has gifted 5 Nerdrotic memberships for $25. Thank you. Thank you, Golden Nuggets. Matthew Hammond, my old friend Matthew, for $40 says, what does it say for all of these TV show reboots that a diversity hire replacement requires an ensemble cast because the producers do not think they carry a show by themselves? What changed that MacGyver or Sam Beckett cannot carry most of the show? Because they don't believe in it, because they are a bunch of fucking hypocrites. But you know that. Why did Brie Larson have to be surrounded by actors of color in her sequel and then get demoted? Shield, and she wasn't enough of a sell. And in about it's gonna have to be 2:15 because I have to like give it enough time for the notifications. Watch my video at 2:15 Central. That's 43 minutes from now. Bradley Burnett has gifted 10 Nerdrotic memberships for $50. Thank you. Thank you. Bradley, you rock, dude. The Grizzly for $20 says the West Coast Entertainment Complex is over. It's not just comics or movies or books. It's every aspect of the sector. What does give me hope is that people are finding alternative means to entertain themselves. Grizzly, I'm glad you brought that up. People are starting to receive their ISOM comic. Congratulations.
I heard those weren't going to be shipped.
I heard you didn't even have a warehouse. So you made up a warehouse that had made up comics in it, but send it to the made up customers. Is that where we're going to go next? Is that what we're doing?
That's the next goalpost. Yeah.
The book looks fucking dope, and I can't wait to get mine.
Oh,
cannot wait. Cannot wait.
Weapon 26 for $20. I don't think people are sick of superhero movies at all. It's just quality and politics. They could have a good Alpha Flight era Wolverine versus Hulk and other tons of stuff. FF and X-Men should have been ready by now. Yes, I totally agree. And I still think the superhero is going to die, but it doesn't have to. It could go on forever. But they took the dumbest, hardest route. They're going to replace all the characters, treat everything like Mantle, and tell you 2 and 2 equals 5 with characters like Namor. It's like, that's not fucking Namor. I've waited all my life to see Namor on screen, and it was just a big, no offense to the actor, but like, whatever, dude. You're not the Namor from the comics. And that's what I told the directors of Batgirl. I'm like, hey, you guys tried and everything, but that's not Barbara Gordon. That's not Barbara Gordon. It is Barbara Gordon of color. And that's how everybody's going to look at it. And not just white folk, everybody who was a Batman fan, the people you want to go see your movie. And then they spread the word of mouth. And there's no reason, like, just cast a redhead. Maybe Hollywood knows something we don't know. They have no souls. You shouldn't hold that against them. It's not like anybody in Hollywood has their souls. They sold them all a long time ago. Patty P for 20 except for Chris, 20 Australian dollars. Hugh should have left it at Logan, a perfect send-off to an imperfect hero. Thoughts? I actually, I liked Logan when I saw it, but I've never watched it again. Have you?
Same. I watched it, saw it in the theater,
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. Haven't seen it since.
I'm hesitant to go back because I'm afraid I'm gonna like go,
Not like
wait a
it.
second. Yeah. Well, there's a whole bunch of like woke things. He's being replaced by a little girl. Like all of those hallmarks are there. Just like Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah. It was like Patient 0 and 0.1. Yeah.
Before we realized.
I agree. I personally, Days of Future Past ending was good enough for me. I like that one.
That was a great ending. Yeah.
That was a great ending. I love that movie so much.
They keep sending Wolverine off. Like Days of Future Past was like, good ending. Logan, okay, good ending.
You're okay. It's great. You're bringing Wolverine back. Now that prolongs Wolverine coming back into the MCU for years because you're going to have to cast a new one. There was a rumor of I can't pronounce his name. The kid from Kingsman, Edgerton, right?
Aaron Edgerton. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he might have I heard that rumor. I'm like, maybe.
Yeah, he's short, stocky.
Yeah, you can make him stocky. Sure. It's possible.
Yeah.
Daniel Radcliffe. Remember that rumor going around? It's fucking awful. That's a terrible, terrible, terrible rumor. That's a horrible. If they fucking do it, that'd be just the worst thing ever. He's got a weak. I love him as Harry. He's got a weak chin. Wolverine does not have a weak chin.
No.
Matthew McKenna for $10. Oh, it's actually 2 parts for $25. Thank you very much. Hey, Gary, I know this is off topic. Do we have a topic today?
We didn't go through any.
You helped me stay sober. Wow. Okay. But you did it. Thanks so much for helping me stay sober, Gary. You're an inspiration. Thank you. I really appreciate that, but it was actually you. It was actually you who kept yourself sober. So pat yourself on the back one day at a time. Keep doing it. Go to meetings. There's nothing like the Fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous. There's nothing like it in this world, and there never will be. It's not for profit. It doesn't have any leaders. There's no dues or fees. It's just sober people helping people get sober. That's it. There's no politics in it or anything. It's kind of a unique organization. They do rely on spirituality, but it can be whatever spirituality you want. It doesn't have to be like Christian or anything. Although that's fine too. That works for a lot of people. Leslie Uggams, Uggams, in Deadpool 3 saying, "Give me that old time religion for 1960 Inherit the Wind." Leslie singing at 79, then switch to 1960 recording in Deadpool 3 opening credits may set the right tone for what fans want. Was that okay, I get what you're saying there, Leo Flesher. Okay, so that song, I don't even remember that song, was in Deadpool 2, maybe.
I don't remember.
Oh no.
Give me that old time religion. So you want her to okay, so you think that should be the theme song for Deadpool 3. Why not? It would set the tone. I think they set the tone with this little impromptu trailer they put together with little Whitney Houston,
Yeah.
which is
Interesting
calls
connection I
back
just
to an
found.
old video, by the way. You know that calls back to an old video.
Yeah, it does.
Founding Wolverine. So
Yeah, John Krasinski. He tweeted out, "Wait, is this our movie?" And it's also getting like it's trending with it. So is he in the movie?
Yes, this is all approved by Kevin Feige. Okay.
Yeah. So they're gonna carry over his Mr. Fantastic,
he knows that like announcing the fucking Thunderbolts with Ghost and Dude Taskmaster playing a woman, it fell flat in its face, and it was like a joke.
He was like, meetings, guys.
You charge
now
people to go see that, and they fucked people over. Disney's they know the truth. Here's the thing. That's why they go after us, because they know the truth, and they know we know the truth. And they can't rely on their stands. They just can't, because they're largely pirating this shit that they're supporting. And here on Twitter, half of them don't exist. They're not real people. So there, and the proof is in the pudding. The proof is here on YouTube. Why doesn't any of that carry over on you? You could have a tweet that says MCU that gets ratioed on Twitter. I could make a video about the MCU that gets a 99% like on YouTube. So I think it's there's bots here too, but I think it's just way more human than Twitter is. All right, we're gonna wrap it up right there because I got to get this video out. Thank you. There will be a square up tonight. It will be on Nerdrotic Live. Stay tuned to Twitter and this community section to find out when it starts. It's going to be. I might drop a recorded one and then do a live one. That's what I'll probably do. Drop a recorded one and do a live one. It's Edgerton. Carl Urban, Logan, Marshall Green, or Edgerton for Wolverine. Carl Urban would be a great Wolverine.
Carl Urban would be
Urban. I know he's done a bunch of other stuff, and I don't give a fuck. He would be
do it.
He'd be a fucking great Wolverine.
He would be great.
All right. So Chris, what you got coming up?
I'm doing a live stream at 1 p.m. Pacific time. So in an hour, 20 minutes from now, and just talking about Cocaine Bear, along with a lot of other stuff. And Alan's going to have a review of the Munsters.
Oh no.
Why did he sit through that?
He watched that.
He watched it. So he's going to talk about the Munsters. What else are we going to talk about? I saw Smile, which I'll be talking about. Smile. It's not good. It's not good. There's one horror movie you really should see. It's called Barbarian, and I haven't seen this in a really long time. They added theaters. They added 600 screens.
Yeah, I heard a lot of good things about it. What about Black Mask? Was that good?
Black Mask?
Yeah.
No, I don't know that one. What is it?
Black Mask is the Scott Derrickson one? Erickson?
Oh, no, it's the Black Phone.
The Black Phone. Sorry.
Black Phone. Yeah, Black Phone is great.
My bad.
Dude, he dodged a bullet by not doing Doctor Strange 2. Yeah. He did Black Phone, which is R-rated, and it is available on video on demand. Gary, I'm sure you can find a way to see it.
That one I'll watch.
Yeah, like that one is good. But yeah, no, I'm doing a live stream, and I'm getting ready to go to the Tucson Film Festival. You can get tickets to see Attack of the Doc on Saturday, October 15th. Just go to filmfesttucson.com and check that out. And come join the Film Threat live streams. I don't get the audience you get, Gary, but we get a fun audience. We have a good time.
Dude, if it wasn't the finale of the Rings of Power, I'd drive up there. It's not that far away. I mean,
Rings of Power, you got it. That's your, like, I'm having more fun. It's weird because so much stuff is shit. But I enjoy watching like your videos on Rings of Power, or as did a Quantum Leap review that was so funny. Like, and Alan reviewed it too. Alan is, by the way, the editor-in-chief of Film Threat, is Asian. It's Quantum Leap is a network show with an Asian lead, and he fucking hates the show. Alan can't stand it. He's like, this is just terrible. So yeah. But yeah, that's what I'm up to.
Looking forward to it.
Cool. Thanks, Gary.
You can watch your live stream and then my video, or you can watch my video. And actually, you can watch my video first because it's going to come out for your live stream if you want.
Well, I can't wait to watch it. I watch all your videos, Gary.
Thanks, buddy. Hey, Barry Chan.
Yeah.
Oh, that one. We're going to do a sequel.
That was
to
so
that.
good.
We're going to do a sequel to that. And Perry Chan said this is the favorite, most like the thing he's the happiest with since top 5. So here we go.
Oh, God.
Top 5. I got $20. The Mr. Burger Show for $20. Off subject. We both know there is an underground base or possible downed UFO under the mesa on Skinwalker Ranch. Yes. Will they allow the discovery to become public? We should discuss this on your next zone. Well, Mr. Burger with DC. Now, I've got to be doing my own thing. But I'm gonna review that series, that entire series, because I love it. I'm obsessed with it, Mr. Burger Show, for $20. Thank you very much. But no, we got other plans.
We got plans.
We got plans. After Rings of Power, we'll let you know. And am I the only one who thinks that Werewolf by Night trailer looks like it was directed by Rob Zombie? I thought it looked like shit. Everybody's like praising it and stuff. I thought it looked like shit.
Same. I thought it looked terrible. It looked like looks just like weak.
Yeah, it's like I get what you were trying with the aesthetic, and you did not pull it off with any of the camera angles. It's like, oh, I know films are black and white. It's like the set people knew what they were doing, but the people directing and editing had no fucking idea what they were doing. Like,
there's a disconnect.
I just thought that was like that looks like it was directed by Rob Zombie. It did. Terrible, by the way, terrible. And I like Werewolf by Night. And I don't care. That's a character if they like, I don't care what they do with that character. But I mean, I saw Man-Thing and it
They're
looked
gonna
like
Morbius him.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be crap, especially with all the very positive reviews we heard yesterday. It's like how do you expect us to fall for this shit anymore?
Yeah, no way.
They praise the shit. This is gonna be 10 times they've done this. This is the most amazing Marvel thing since the last Marvel thing, and then it's like the shittiest Marvel thing. How many times?
It doesn't work. Doesn't work.
Fuck. Quarterback, what you doing next?
Tonight, 7 p.m. Central, I am talking with Cecil about Return of the Living Dead. Kicking off the spooky season.
Cecil's on roids too. Tell him I
dude,
said
that dude is jacked.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never actually seen.
I saw the needle
super
out of
jacked.
his ass at Anime Matsuri. Just kidding.
But yes, we are talking about that tonight on my channel and live streams. Planning some more live streams and maybe something with a certain local's platform, possibly. We'll see. That's it.
That's it. Hey, good luck on the locals thing. Not going there. Not going there. We got our own website coming up.
Yes.
My son can finish it. Which he will.
I was gonna get an update from him today.
Well, I'll beat him if he doesn't give you an update. I don't care if he's a foot taller than me and stronger. I will still beat him. He's still my son. Just kidding. Okay. Excellent Goo. What are you doing?
I'm going to be playing Cyberpunk later today. Edge Runners watched it, loved it, so I want to play the game again.
I've been thinking about doing that too.
Do it.
Did you finish it?
I did last year, so it's been over a year plus the new updates and things are. I can already tell the driving is that much better. So I didn't have glitches. I had the PC version, so it was great. So I can't wait to see the other things they did. But yeah, the driving is significantly better.
It's like driving boats.
Yeah.
Like
well,
back in the
there's a
day.
lot more friction now.
Unlike driving in real life.
I was about to say, I think I crash more in the game than I do in real life. Definitely Nation Driver. Get off the road. No, don't be there. Otherwise, you're, 10 points if I hit you.
That's
Well,
it. I
minus
got
10
hit
points,
by
I
extra
guess.
girl. I think your insurance information. She gets 10 points. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Thanks, Big Raj.
And yeah, so find me there on Twitch.
Thought. Okay. Thanks, everyone. This will be on Nerdrotic Live in a couple hours. I'll be on Nerdrotic Live in a few hours, and watch out for my video around 2:15 Central Time. It's a Marvel video. You'll recognize it from the thumbnail.
Yeah.
So I think it's really good. It's just good.
Good thumbnail.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks to the Modrotics. Thanks to everyone who left Super Chat and donation. Thanks to everyone who just hung out with us. See you next Wednesday with Chris. Next live stream, Friday Night Tights with the Critical Drinker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Catch you later.
Yeah, you.
Bye.